Welcome to Vets Play D&D with us, the vets that play D&D. If you've been waiting, thanks for sticking around, and if you left, I don't blame you. My name is Brandon. I'm your DM tonight, and we've have the whole crew with us tonight. Starting right next to me, you'll see Emmy playing the barbarian. Well, you would see Emmy, but we're being treated to a beautiful pupper instead. But Emmy will be playing the barbarian Emil. Next to Emmy, we have Adam playing the warlock Wagat. Over in the corner there is Hunter playing the druid Stony. Just above Hunter is that's in the wrong place. Let's try this again. There we go. Now that's Jesse playing the Ranger Rupus. Next to Rupus, you have Liv playing the Warlock Petra. Just north of there is Sam playing the Barbarian Tashi, and bringing up the rear, because that's where he likes it, is Jordan playing the Paladin Fate.
No arguments.
And before we get started, I would like to say that viewer discretion is advised. This campaign includes settings and concepts about war, inequity, and conflict that may make some viewers uncomfortable. Additionally, it is being played by U.S. military veterans, and the content definitely reflects that. Finally, views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this recording or stream are solely the views and individuals of the individuals expressed are solely the views and opinions of
You
the
were really
individuals
close.
expressing them, and are not necessarily the views or opinions shared by or reflective of those held by the University of Washington, the Department of Veteran Affairs, or veterans as a whole. I almost had it that time, guys. All right. Pardon me. When last we met, our intrepid team had just finished wrapping up overwhelming a Tassakian camp and attempting to catch the rebel leader Rare Gauss, who managed to slip through their fingers before they even got there. On their return trip back to Skyfount Tower, they heard or were sent a message by the Princess Jaina, ostensibly whilst she was being murdered. Immediately,
Allegedly
maybe.
murdered.
While she walked into a room full of blood and felt betrayed is actually all the details we have.
Oh wait, she walked into a room? I thought she just saw lots of blood.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. Even more ambiguous. Saw a pool of blood, felt betrayed. That's all we know that Jaina was experiencing in that moment.
There was a little more to the message, but that's okay. If that's what you got out of it, that's fine. Regardless, very shortly thereafter, Captain Mo received a message saying that the airspace over Skyfont had been closed and that they'd been ordered to hold position over Rivergate, waiting instructions in case they need to join up with other parts of the fleet. The team decided they really wanted to go to Stony. Where are you from again?
Stone Rock.
Stone Rock.
Roxton.
The town
Roxton.
of Stone Rock that is near Roxton.
Hamlet.
Roxton is the bigger town. Stone
Got
Rock.
it.
It's about halfway between Roxton and Skyfont.
Naturally.
So they went and visited Stone Rock after some cajoling of Captain Mo, and found out that someone may have stolen shoes. And then they went and took a nap. And when they woke up, they all awoke feeling refreshed. You awake to the bell on the deck ringing, da-ding, 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 and Captain Mo calling you all to the deck.
I do want to reiterate, everyone in Stoney's village should be equal intelligence to Stoney. He is not like the smartest of them by any means. He is like purely average in this town of like 10 people.
The majority of them now think that you are worldly and experienced, though, and they want to rely on the great great things that you've learned in the big wide world. I mean, you know it's an empire.
That's it. That's where it starts and ends.
What hour is it, like, looking out the windows?
As you peer out the ports, you see that the sun is just breaking over the horizon.
And does Captain Mo usually wake us up like this?
You guys have never been on the ship long enough to be awoken by Captain Mo.
Okay. It seems...
Stoney wakes up. It's honestly just someone playing with the bell. We don't really have those.
Yeah, but it could also be an alarm. Should we go check it out?
I mean,
Where are all of us? We all went back to the ship to sleep, right?
yeah, there's no
I
beds in
believe
Stone
so.
Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe
Great.
most of you are in the hold where
They're
the
beds,
hammocks
but they're
are.
made of rock, so
Yeah, so not really beds. They're more like places to sleep.
Petra reluctantly gets out of bed immediately and is like, you hear muttering under her breath, like, since when do we take orders from Mo? She's very upset, but she starts heading up to the upper deck anyway. And ushers the others, but I don't know, our mission's
All right.
pretty much over. I did say mission complete in our message.
I'm going above decks. So you guys
Yeah.
up top.
I will too. If it's someone who's ringing the bell, I'll have to tell him to stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate as well. Gonna hop up with everyone.
I'm honestly just getting up because it's like Pavlovian for me. So like I used to be a place where I was experimented on, and when the bell was rung, we had to do certain things. So I like think that it's time for me to wake up. So
Are you
me
also
and
drooling?
Daisy are like yawning. No, a little, but Daisy doesn't drool ever. I do. So I go upstairs too, but it's mostly just because I'm expecting breakfast.
As you guys come out on the deck, the brisk air of the plane strikes you and wakes you, bringing you to full alertness as you see Captain Mo urging you, not frantically, but hurriedly, to come on over to where she and I'm sure Fate are already standing. As you approach, she relays to you, y'all received a message a few moments ago from Command. It appears that while the airspace over Skyfount is still closed, they are calling all SHIELD teams home. I'll have to land outside town, and you'll have to walk in. There's an escort waiting for you and all the other SHIELD teams. There's only you and SHIELD Team South left out there, so they're expecting y'all to hurry back.
Oh, that sounded ominous. I thought you meant the other two were.
Can we confirm
the
where
party.
the orders came from?
I was about to say the same thing. What do you mean by command?
Well, Air Command, the people who tell me where to go, and they had the passcodes and passwords.
Which are
None of your business.
Okay. So you're not being very
Stoney,
transparent.
Stoney looks at Petra and also at Legat.
command
Like,
Thank
You
you.
know-
Wait, is this
Last time you told me it was air traffic control. That actually sounds a lot different than air command.
Mhm. Inconsistent.
And we have someone here who is actually an expert in that, like in meta real life. So that's you, Jesse.
Oh,
she was weather, I thought.
I know ATC. Well, we communicate with ATC, so I at least know like air traffic control.
Well, you gotta understand,
That's what
ATC falls under Air Command, alright? Air Command is like ACOM, they give us all a direction, and ATC sends out those directions. So I apologize for not giving you the very specific hierarchy of the branch that you don't really have much to do with.
Oh, are you getting snipey with us?
I think you got snipey with
Some
me first.
snipey. I don't think I did. Did I? Okay, I did not mean to. How about that?
Oh dear. Is Willow okay?
Oh,
Yeah, she just slipped on her fuzzy thing and bonked right to the ground. So
Did she bounce?
I just
Baby's
She
bounce.
okay?
I
Yeah.
don't know if she bounced, but she was not happy. So I did some ups and downs and all that.
She's
Gave
good
her a
now?
hug.
Ups and
Yeah,
downs
she's
are
good.
great for
Okay,
concussions.
okay.
Yeah, I mean they were
neck
controlled
injuries.
ups and downs.
That's what we should do for our groups, I guess.
Cat Mo, I apologize. I'm a little out of my comfort zone right now. It's making me a little anxious that they're closing
not
down
like cows?
airspace and giving us some strange directions. And with
I
what you told
apologize
me,
too.
with what you told me could be happening with people dying, don't know where this leaves an ex-pirate who's kind of been conscripted. So I
Well,
apologize.
potential coup is out of all of our comfort zones.
I'm pretty
My
okay
bad.
with it, but
She definitely side eyes you.
Stoney side eyes back. Like,
So Petra is going to turn to Rufus and ask if our ranger, in all his wisdom, could estimate how long it would take for us just to go on foot.
ooh, I feel like I could do that.
From here to Skyfont?
Yeah.
Jordan, we got a
give me
message
that we
give
should
me
come
a
back.
nature
Woke up.
check.
Good question.
All right. Ooh, +4.
Jordan, you didn't miss much.
Go.
We just like woke up
Oh.
and reluctantly went up to the upper deck to meet with Mo, and Mo's like, "You can go back now."
You're not exactly certain, but doing a little map recon without knowing exactly what's in the terrain and stuff, unopposed, if you were to meet no resistance, you think it would take somewhere on the order of 6 to 8 hours.
What if we rode cows?
Okay. Yeah, does Stony have
on the
connection?
order of 4 to 5 hours. You can get cows
Mhm.
moving, but it's hard to keep them going at a good pace.
You can get cows moving. Anyways.
God damn it.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I support you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I got
why,
distracted by the
why
cow
did the
thing.
cow
How long would it take?
her bull to couples counseling?
How come?
'Cause
Why?
she didn't feel
Why?
heard.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm-mm.
I have a bunch
That hurt
of
every
bovine
bit as
themed
much as I was
jokes.
expecting it to.
I'm so
I
glad.
hate you.
Oh, in honor of spring, the upcoming spring, what happens to a bad rainbow?
What?
It goes to Prism. What happens if it's good while it's in Prism?
What?
It gets
What?
off with a light sentence.
I hate you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So where were we?
Yeah, I got distracted by the cow thing. How long would it take us to
Yeah.
go just on foot?
4 to 5 to
Somewhere on
6
the order of
hours?
6 to 8 hours.
Oh.
Okay.
I think we'd rather have that airship.
Yeah, Petra
that-
wants to get far the fuck away from Mo, but I don't think it's 6 to 8 hour hike is worth it.
It is so interesting
Does-
that you guys are so suspicious of every single NPC. It's almost as if your DM always like tries to betray you guys. or
Yeah, it's
something.
almost as if like
I
the
know.
person
This
who
is all
hired us
globbies.
for our first mission and we were closest with and that we loved and mourned his dead lover with him. It's almost like he turned his back on us and sold us to the literal devil.
Hey, this is a different campaign.
I was gonna bring
It's the
that.
same.
Yeah, same
vibe.
DM.
though. Same DM.
Whoa, whoa! I have only let characters that were supposed to be nice to you betray you twice.
I mean,
What
shockingly,
is-
there was a
Good for
room
you.
full of fucking suits of armor, and magically, just like in the first campaign, they attacked if you touched them.
I mean,
You know
come
what
on.
you've done, Brandon.
Come on. It's a bunch of suits
It
of
was
armor.
it was
sitting
an
around.
obvious bait, but
And
at the
it
same
was very-
time, I'm like, you motherfucker.
I
Anybody seen Night at the Museum? Like,
Yeah.
I love that in the museum.
Rick,
what is the 5e equivalent of sense motive?
sense motive.
Yeah.
That would be a
Insight?
insight check. Thank you.
Insight. Okay. When Captain Mo's like talking to us, Wagat's gonna be like paying attention because he kind of suspects that maybe she has some kind of weariness towards us based on like the things she was just telling us the previous day and her lack of willingness to be more forthcoming. So yeah, I don't know if that warrants a check.
No, absolutely. Just roll an insight
Stony-
check for me.
Stony passed his own self-proposed limits of knowledge and also is going to check.
With that one.
No, the one is to see if like Stony's actually paying attention and should be suspicious.
Got it.
Don't be
What got
suspicious.
you know? I don't know if a nat 20 is gonna tell you how she's feeling. She seems very earnest. She's very clearly stressed and anxious, and seems to be a little afraid, almost as if she really didn't sleep much last night.
I
And
wonder
a
why.
little more disheveled than you're used to seeing her. But when
It will-
she explains why she says she feels that way, she seems to be very forthright and honest about it.
Okay. In that case, like, I don't know if anybody else notices, but Wagat's going to
it's-
kind of elbow Stony. Feel like,
Yeah, Stony's
I think she's all right.
like, Stony took a 50-50 shot on that one. It's like, something's going on.
Wagat is none the wiser. He
Oh,
can't
I
read
know,
body
he
language
knows.
any more than you can. He just keeps nodding to you.
Everyone's nodding. No one knows if it's suspicious or earnest. We're all just like,
Winking.
Mhm.
Seeing-
just,
Seeing the entire Seeing the entire group start to nod and wink,
Yeah.
Mo looks over at Fate and kind of says, what are they doing?
I have
We
no
are
idea.
being subtle.
We're
Got
bonding.
it.
I always look like this.
Honey, and she looks at got honey. You're about as subtle as a crocodile in a sleeping bag.
What's a sleeping bag?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's this new thing I've
Why do you need a-
actually thought
Why
of.
do you need a bag to sleep in?
Oh, that's a great question. So you see, on long nights out on wayfind missions and whatnot, I've often found myself getting kind of cold. So I've made this pouch that's as big as you are. You can tie it to the mast and lay inside of it. It holds you upright and keeps you warm. I call it sleeping bag.
How do you get out?
Wait, you untie it.
What if you tie the knot too tight?
Then you're in trouble now, ain't you?
Sounds like an awful idea.
I once found an old rug infested with fleas, and I rolled myself up in it.
It's kind of like that, but less bitey.
It was supposed to be warm?
Yes, warm.
Okay.
Random question, Brandon.
Yep.
Is the Rod of the Pack Keeper an uncommon or a rare?
Rare.
Thank you.
Yeah, the let's see. Rod of the Pact Keeper was rare, and Amulet of the Devout was also rare. Alchemy Jug was orange.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the rod, I'll say what I said in the Discord earlier. Petra is lustily eyeing the Rod of the Pack.
Petra
I thought-
lustily rods the eye. Or eyes the rod.
Yep,
Damn it.
you got it.
It happens to
Petra
everyone.
lustily eyes the rod. Rods the eye. Rides the odds.
Well, Got would have had some time with that rod already.
I know.
Really quick, I'm reading through these and I don't know which one I'm supposed to pick. I'm sorry. I don't
Background
know if I'm just
negotiation.
confused or stupid.
Well, I had a couple in there that I picked one with each of you in mind, but some of them could go multiple directions, and I'm not going to tell you who I... Because I will either do that or I'll choose this random loot. Either way, I like you guys to divvy it up to do it the way you guys think would be best. So,
Yeah, no, I still want to know what. It's like Christmas. I don't like the white elephant
So
gifts.
the Elven Chain is +1 AC with a 14 armor class, so 15. The set of bracers of defense are for people who aren't wearing armor, so you get +2 AC. Winged boots does what it sounds like it does. Just imagine Super Mario. Rod of the Pack Keeper is +2 bonus to spell attacks and saving throw DCs of warlocks. Amulet of the Devout is the exact same thing, but for paladin cleric. Staff of Healing does some healing. Alchemy Jug lets you have weird shit. Rope of Climbing. That's a rope that you
Lets
can
you climb.
climb. And then there's an interesting luck stone, which gives you advantage on one ability check of your choice every day. Hill Giant Strength is 21 strength when worn. I think that's mostly it. I've just kind of like put in what people have dibbed, but that's not necessarily what it actually will end up being. I'm just kind of tracking. I didn't put anything for the rod because I know that's going to be either Petra or Wagat fighting for it.
Yeah. Regarding the amulet of the devout, I know it's like a paladin cleric thing. But channel divinity, is that like something that like you have to like spec into, or is
that's
that something
a
that you-
Yeah.
class skill for paladins.
Right.
Yeah, so the Warlock one and the Paladin Cleric one are the exact same item, just for different classes.
Okay. Gotcha. And what, if I can distract for just a moment, what is channel divinity?
It's just like you channel your divine fuel to do something. So it can be like sense good or evil. It can be like your vow of enmity or whatever the fuck it's called, where you get like advantage on them. It's random quirks to the class.
Gotcha. Okay, so like our Eldritch invocations.
Right.
Yep. So that's what the Rod of the Pack Keeper would do for you. Like your Eldritch invocations get +2. The DCs are harder for the enemy, and you get more damage on your spells.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rupus, do you wear armor?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I do.
What armor do you wear?
I mean, what's your
wear
strength?
Cast off armor, studded leather. Studded leather.
Studded.
Nice.
Oh, daddy.
So
It's plus
What happens
5
if I
and
take it
strength
off?
is 14.
oh. Yeah, so I mean, I could like
Okay.
take it off and then wear this.
Taking it
as a
off,
basic-
Rufus.
Take it off.
That's
Yeah, I don't know if any of that stuff benefits me, but I'm open to sharing the mayonnaise jar with Stony.
I'm glad you're
Is
open
it
to
wrong
sharing
that-
it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was like.
But I feel like
"Ooh."
slugging. You could slug with mayonnaise, keep some moisture in.
We're gonna go back to the slugging thing. I thought we
It can
already
be.
explored
It's
that.
also more than just mayonnaise.
It's slugging.
It's a lot of things.
Well, it looked
Yeah.
like Jordan just updated, and it looked like a lot has already been taken.
That
It's
no one's taken anything. This is just what people have specifically stated. I would
Stony
like
has
it.
taken
interest
things.
in all.
Why
Like,
don't we actually have some time on the ship where we're talking to each other about what
Yeah.
we want, like as characters?
can we
So- yes.
retroactively have like gotten in the air? What like can Mo have taken our weird nodding as an affirmation that we're ready to
Yeah.
go?
Yeah, as
Oh,
you
Faith
guys,
goes
as
to
you guys
Mo,
kind of-
grabs her elbow. and
I need to say
says,
bye to
"Let's
everyone."
go."
as you guys
No.
kind of start to like devolve into this conversation about items that just kind of came out of nowhere in the midst of this really important, possibly empire changing moment, she just kind of shakes her head and wanders back to the forecastle, and the ship, the crew starts doing this stuff, take the ship, and takes off.
Wait, I need to say
Feels
bye
like
to
the
everybody.
empire's been changed.
Wait, I need
Oh yeah, that's important.
1 second. I need to say bye to everyone.
You got a few minutes while they're, furling the
Okay.
sails and whatever.
Stony's go ahead and walk over to the edge of the boat and just kind of yell like, "Bye."
Are you not gonna kiss your wife goodbye?
Sounds like we're in a hurry.
In that, as soon as you say bye, like
My
heads,
God!
couple of heads pop up from behind cows, some pop up from behind sheep, a couple of heads pop out of buildings all the way, and this this chorus all in stereo. Bye.
Somebody gives a
Is it in
wave and
four-part
turns
harmony?
around and he's like, "Oh, remember to take the cows to the place. Also eat, and don't let anyone walk to the river." That's
How will we
it.
get fish.
You don't eat fish. You have cows.
You're right. Thanks, man.
Jesus
I
Christ.
was worried there. I thought we were gonna start eating fish.
What?
I am
And Sony walks over.
really
Where,
worried
where
about-
did he?
I'm really
Where do you learn
worried
what a
about your
fish
people,
was?
Sony.
Patra visibly tears up at the thought that Stony did not kiss his wife and child goodbye. Jeez.
We're simple people.
Don't die of cholera. See you later.
Don't die.
Cat Mo tells you to be about 40 minutes till you hit Skyfount.
Oh, you made it sound like it was real quick.
Well, I'm hoping 40 minutes in game is enough time for you guys to divvy things up.
Yeah, do we want to
I
go
would-
item by item?
I would very much like the winged boots and potentially the rope of climbing if Wagat or Emil don't want them.
Stoney already
Alright.
kind of has the bird staff
The
and the healing
birds.
staff and the jug. He's kind of really like hugging these things. Like
And the stone, right? The lucky
I
stone.
I found
Well,
them first. I don't
if,
care about the stone.
Petra, if you want that rod, you can have it. Stony, can I persuade you to get a hold of that drug?
I mean,
Who's
probably.
doing titles? Because if you want
Petra
the rod,
gratefully accepts the rod.
whoever's doing titles, if you want that rod, you can have it. I would recommend that.
Jesus.
Okay.
Stoney says, "Yeah, you can have the rod as long as I can have this mayonnaise stuff whenever I want."
But no, the jug. The jug. I want the jug.
Yeah, you can have the jug. I
The
just,
jug.
just
Oh.
as long as I can have
you
this
want the
mayonnaise
mayonnaise.
stuff whenever I want. The mayonnaise comes from the jug.
All this time fighting over rods and jugs and rods.
So
Mhm.
what else
Mhm.
comes from the jug is 4 gallons of beer, a gallon of honey, 2 gallons of mayonnaise, a quart of oil, a gallon of soy sauce, 2 gallons of vinegar, 8 gallons of fresh water, 12 gallons of salt water, and a gallon of wine. You only do 1 per day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like a
And
good deal.
Once
us
you choose
drunk.
one, if you start pouring, like you can stop pouring, but you can't like choose anything else. So you can. That's what you get for the day once you choose.
It's Mayo Day.
It's Mayo
So no,
Day.
it's reset. It's empty now.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Yesterday was
empty, but-
Mayo Day.
Yesterday was the Mayo Day.
So
You and
wait,
I
the
had mayo
maximum
bread.
amount you can pour out is just whatever's on this list, and then this says you can pour out 2 gallons per minute. Is that for like the salt water?
It's for anything.
Oh, it's for wait. How,
So that's the rate.
Brandon?
so
I
if
need
you
a
only,
ruling on this.
So
So-
if you're pouring honey, you get half a gallon,
yeah,
or you get
it's
in 30 seconds you get a gallon.
2 gallons per minute. So if you have 8 gallons of seawater, then it'll take 4 minutes to pour it out. If it's anything less than 2 gallons, you can pour it out in less than a minute, and obviously just scaled by math.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For folks that have questions about the items, I put out like summarized descriptions on the Discord, so
Let's see.
we can take a peek at that. I didn't put the alchemy jug one because it already was being explained.
Hmm.
But that's what the items roughly do. Brandon, you can let me know if any of those are incorrect in their general description. All right, thumbs up from that.
Cool.
So the
Cool,
bracers of
cool.
defense are literally only good for people not wearing armor.
Captain.
Otherwise, they're completely useless.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I
Captain Mo's
suppose
got
I
a
could-
mouthful right now.
I
Captain Mo
suppose I
has a
could-
mouthful.
Yeah.
Is
Jesus.
Emil wearing armor? Probably good for a meal.
Emil,
Is
are
Emil-
you wearing armor?
I'm not.
Typically,
I thought I was
Typically-
wearing
typically
light. but-
barbs don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
have
only
Barbs.
unarmored.
reason,
Barbs.
the only
Because if
reason
I wear
Barbs.
it, then it
And
takes away
Barbara.
my addition. My
Bingo.
addition stuff.
Which is why there
Exactly.
are 2 things there that might be beneficial for people who rely on strength and don't rely on armor.
I do already have the armor
Hmm.
of Gleeman though, so if that makes more sense with somebody else, I'm willing to, trade.
Ugat's not about to look so pretty as wearing elven mail.
Yeah, it
You
cleans
can put it under
itself.
the robe.
It
You
never
can
gets
Frodo it.
dirty. Wagat.
Yeah.
It'll be the one clean item on you.
It's the issue.
Okay, so I either have to deal with looking clean or actually having something clean on my body, which
Mhm.
neither of which is.
You could put
You-
black worms underneath it and stuff.
fly-
Doesn't chafe
a-
anywhere.
A flying warlock is also nice to have.
Oh,
Ooh, a flying warlock? That's an actual thing.
so
Oh,
maybe
So
it doesn't make
my-
sense for me to have the winged boots.
there's
my
an
thought
Eldritch
is-
Invocation that I chose not to get. It's like an aura of flies, and like if you just had like Wagat flying around with an aura of flies.
I actually was a
Oh.
little bit surprised that like Petra started using infestation before we got to it. Because I really expected it from him. A
Oh,
similar vibe.
To be fair,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like theming my magic
To be
around
fair.
the pact that he took with the kind of like ice realm demon that he's
Mm,
yeah. So I choose like ice related spells
Mm.
most
So-
of the time.
I almost wonder if this would be easier to go from complexity downwards. So like the Rod of the Pack Keeper is either Petra or Adam or Wagat, and I'm the only paladin. So I feel like Amulet of the Devout. So
Is-
Pack Keeper wise, like who would be better
Petra-
with that?
Petra happily
Petra's
accepts the rod.
Jesus Christ.
For the 5th time.
I was about to
Funnily
say this is
enough-
not the
Petra was
first
Petra
time.
was prepared to beg for the rod if that's what it
Exactly.
took.
Funnily
Has Rupus
enough,
or
in
Emil taken
metagaming,
anything?
this is the second time
I
her
don't know what
player
I can
has had a
take. I
rod.
looked through and it seems
Spare
like
the
everything's
rod.
taken or nothing's gonna really
Spoil
help me
Petra.
per se.
Yeah, the winged boots I think
Oh,
would like
the
give you like a good angle
boot-
for like
yeah.
your shots in combat.
Boots would also
but
help Rufus a lot.
So
yeah, I didn't
moments
think
like
about
this
that.
are the best
Yeah,
time
if
for
anything,
DMs
it would
to
be
have
that.
their
But I feel
food.
like I'm already
delicious.
good at climbing and stuff. But maybe
I love my pizza.
Are you good at
Well,
flying?
it's also good for melee for like dropping into like
No.
a hard to reach situation.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I keep trying to drop your ass. So
aerial ranger. Okay.
You want to be an
So-
airborne
Support.
ranger?
It is
Just,
also
uh,
what I was thinking for Tashi as well.
Oh,
Or
Another
potentially
thing,
Daisy,
arm wrestle for it? You
Well,
want to do
little
it with?
flying rabbit.
That'd be
that'd be
adorable.
pretty fun.
another thing for Rupus though is that the Elven
Yeah.
Chain would give you one more armor class. Because you're one of the only other people that actually wears armor aside from
Well,
a handful of us.
yeah, I have 15 already, and it would just give me 15, right?
No, to give you 16 because it has a +1 AC to it as well.
2 of 14 armor. Okay.
Because you already have your dex bonus, which adds into it, but it would boost you up 1.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm just thinking on that one.
I'll always take a higher AC.
We could also do that with the gleaming armor. The
Let's
armor
give it
gleaming.
all to one person, so we just put them in the front and just like not fight it ever again.
Let's hope for the best.
They're just a bait. There are bait.
Daisy? No.
Oh, no, excuse me?
No.
Does anyone have any qualms with the staff of bird calls going to Stony?
You
No.
better not.
I'm a little bit jealous, but it's okay. You can have.
I specifically put that
Yeah.
on there with Stony in mind, but it can go to anybody, and it's not the one item I thought for him. That was kind of a grab bag
alternatively, the staff of healing. I don't know who's gonna have like a hand on that, but if you've already holding
Stony
one
grabbed
staff,
it.
yeah,
Well, I
Yeah,
think
the
it would
bird-
make more sense for it to not be on a healer because it's
Feels redundant.
it's a
that way.
healing staff, and technically,
oh,
if
he's
it's
got healing spells.
well,
Yeah.
like it
You
wouldn't
also
make
have to
sense for it
hold
to
it,
be on
though.
Fate either.
Yeah, I mean, Wagat doesn't really hold anything except for his tongs.
No, if you want
yeah,
that staff, I guess that makes sense. Spread out the love.
Would Wagat want the staff, or is he only going to tongue around?
no, he would use the tong. I'm often looking at since I kind of meta. I don't really like combat as much as I like the other stuff. So I'm always looking for ways to support in combat.
You
instead
know,
of just
you know who
casting.
has a hard on for healing or healing potions is Emil.
True.
Yeah, Neil also uses fighting stuff though. Like she needs her hands to fight
Yeah.
stuff.
I think
This
Emil
is true.
should
I do like
definitely
that
get the
hand-to-hand
Lux.
combat. Which are we moving on to the bracers? Because Emil likes having things around their forearms and misses that.
It would make sense for either literally only you, Stony, or not
Me.
not
Tashi.
Tashi, because Tashi has the armor.
It would if I didn't have the armor.
Yeah.
maybe.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
Stony, what's your AC?
I did
I don't
put
know,
the
low.
bracers in there with a meal in mind, but not
15.
because they apparently like being handcuffed. That wasn't in your backstory, so. But now
I
that
thought it was assumed.
now that I
Yeah,
know
seriously,
that,
I feel like
now that
you
I
could
know
have
that, I'll
assumed
have to
that.
include more mancles.
Yay! Thank you. We all
Just
have 2 pairs
to-
at this point. It's good.
And just so you know, Tashi does not like manacles.
yeah. Because
Given
you were
the
abused.
experiment, yeah,
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Petra's not opposed to experimentation, but she's mostly into tender heterosexual lovemaking.
Hey, one being's
Good to know.
trauma is another being's kink. Okay.
When I
So-
say experimentation,
Oh no!
Oh my God.
Not that
I
guy!
mean, I'm
Scalpels.
when I
No, I
rage
meant-
now. Okay,
Not what I meant.
Okay,
there it is.
so Emil fights with hands, Tashi fights with hands, Fate fights with hands. Wagat is only tonging.
Magic.
Rupus shoots bows and fights with daggers and swords as well. So would Petra make the most sense? It's either Petra or Stony for the staff of healing in that case.
If no one else wants it, Petra will.
Wait.
I
take
mean,
it, I
I'm
guess.
usually healing, and you already have your rod.
I'll
Yeah.
I
also
just want to remind you,
take
I
it
am
if
volunteering to take
oh.
the staff if you're not gonna.
Great.
I
then
don't
Yeah,
care.
you should. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Whoever wants
staff
this.
of healing, Stony or Wagat.
I think it
Uh,
would be really
I
cute
will
with a
carry
tiny
it.
little rabbit holding
I
like
will
a
carry
6
the
foot
staff.
tall rod.
Okay.
That everybody
So,
wants. The
Does
rabbit's
anyone
rod.
actually
Mordor.
want the alchemy jug? It sounded like Rupus wanted to utilize it
No,
for slugging.
Wagat wanted it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Will
Wagat
we
wants that
share
jug.
the contents of it? I mean,
We
who's gonna
can
be
definitely
drinking 1
share the
gallon
jug,
of-
and also the jug should probably go in my backpack, so we're not carrying around a jug everywhere.
Stony seems like a better person to carry the jug versus.
I will be the
Well-
carrier of the jug, but I don't know anyone can use
I
it.
would just like to say that Wagat has proven to have a lot of cargo utility.
Yes.
Jesus.
Nice.
So
Wagat,
Rip of
you can have
Climbing.
the jug, and I can hold it. Rope climbing, I can hold the rope, and whoever wants to use it can use it.
Yeah. So the big
That's
thing
more
about the
even.
rope is that it can hold 3,000 pounds.
Wow,
That's-
a centaur.
Wow, that would have been very handy last campaign.
Like
But
a
I
It's all right.
wanted
It's
to-
fine.
I want it to look like whatever the equivalent of Indiana Jones is in this world and have it like on my side.
So
Listen,
the
I'm
one
very shiny. I
one-
need to have things hanging off of me that make me less shiny.
One point about the rope that I think you guys are missing is you can hold one end of the rope and speak a command word, and it will straighten itself out in any direction. And so you can
Mhm.
stand there, and a 60-foot rope will just rise into the air 60 feet. So
Does it tune to it?
No. Okay, so rope climbing
But it
might be more
doesn't
complicated.
require a special skill to speak the word. You just speak the word.
anybody
So
can
it would
use
make sense to have somebody at the bottom who can like fight off
Okay,
enemies
so
Anybody watch Yu Yu Hakusho?
their hands.
Yes.
Rope get longer.
exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so right now we have Rod of the Pack Keeper for Petra, Amulet of Devout for Fate, Staff of Bird Calls for Stony, Staff of Healing, I think we had said Wagat,
Sure.
Bracers of Defense for Kink on Emil, Alchemy Jug shared between the group because everybody wants their mayonnaise at different rates, with Stony carrying it in his knapsack.
My incredibly large knapsack. That's
Yes. So
Stoney's
how about
incredibly
the-
large sack title.
Stoney's
Incredibly
large
sack.
Hmm.
So the luck
throw the rope in
stone-
there too.
Well, let's go Luckstone first. That one's super easy. You gain advantage on one ability check. That's it. Resets at dawn.
Does it? Do you have to attune to it, Brandon? I know it's something you made.
No, you don't have to attune to it.
We can just keep it in the bag. Whoever needs it, just toss it in the
That's fine.
rock.
Yeah.
Hand me the
Harvey
rock,
Luckstone.
man.
Okay, so Alchemy
got
Jug
the rock.
Orange, keep it in the bag. Luckstone, keep it in the bag.
To you, I totally lied to you. You do have to attune
You
to it.
have to
I
attune.
apologize.
Who does
Okay.
not feel lucky?
Who does a lot of ability
Emil?
checks? You know what? Emil actually does because
oh.
you go off in fucking weird corners with ghosts.
Yes.
I wanted it so
Or
bad,
like-
but I was like,
Yes,
well,
yes, yes.
Searching bases
Then
on your
speak up.
own.
If you want
Yeah.
an item, like say so. That's
Yeah.
why we're all
Yeah.
fighting over the items.
With this group, you have to use your big being voice, or else it doesn't.
Yeah.
Emil, do you want the Luckstone?
I would like to use the yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds like the Rope of Climbing has Wagat, Stony, and Tashi fighting for it.
I think we just keep it in
Tashi.
the bag and just
I have
whoever
to
needs
keep-
it. can-
I got my jug.
I thought we had to tune to it.
The rope, no. Rope
That's
is
the
just
stone. Okay, sorry.
that's the stone.
Okay, so
Sounds like we accomplished it.
Tashi
Right.
wants to be Indiana Jones. Stony just wants to
Nice
hold it
work.
for everybody. What do we want to have happen here?
Things seems like it's not really that dire. It's not like it sounds like Stony can probably just like not have it in his bag. If the bag's that huge, he's not even gonna notice that it's not there.
Oh, I
Keep
don't,
in
it
the
doesn't
bag
have
for
to be in the bag.
Tashi
I'm just
to
saying,
look
like,
Indiana Jones.
I don't think
Okay.
that it's gonna like add an extra burden for Tashi to carry the rope, and Tashi seems
No.
to really want to carry the
no,
rope.
she wants the
Petra
rope.
proposes that
She
Tashi
can have
carries the rope, and also that it would be a really cute accessory. I think it'll really complete your outfit, girl.
Okay.
I mean,
But
I
what
still
about-
need to work on my
What about the
skin
wing
routine,
boots?
my scale routine. But yeah,
Girl, have
I
you
will
seen the
fight
strikeout?
Tashi
I'm
for those
so
boots.
stressed.
Oh.
I feel like
So
boosts go to
Rupus- Rupus would like to be able to fly for 4 hours.
We need an airborne ranger.
Oh, Flight
Can
of
you
the Frenzy
imagine?
Frog.
Can you just imagine you're just like fucking walking and a frog just goes like dripping past you
poison
and you get like
arrows.
Yeah,
acid?
a frog with arrows.
Poison.
I can
Okay,
show
that
you
one sounds
the
I've actually
easy.
river.
seen a
Drips of
ranger
mayonnaise?
with winged boots previously play in D&D, and it's very, very fun.
Speaking of good
Especially
ideas,
when you get your like
What happened?
600-foot range.
Rupus,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got an idea for the jug. Okay.
Okay.
The jug makes beer. You make poison. You hold your hands out, and we have like a container, and I pour the beer over your hands, and we have poisoned beer.
Poison beer. Poison beer.
Fucking
For the
Wagat.
enemies, or do like a Russian roulette kind of thing?
For
Or just-
who?
Have them
Or just
know.
have her just stand in like in a tub and just pour it over like a shower, and then you have like
Who's gonna drink that?
Wait a second. Can we
Comes the
microdose
mayonnaise already.
ourselves? So that
To
way we
Poison.
can.
enemies?
Oh yeah, we
Poison
microdose to
mayonnaise?
build up immunity. And then we
Exactly.
poison
This
Poison
is
our
our
enemies.
this is not Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Can we
oh,
lick
Well, then we
Rufus?
can hold hands.
As you
Make
wish.
love to Rufus, because we'll
What?
build up an immunity. Because
Wait,
Yeah,
we
then
can
I
make
can like
love
hug
to
you guys with
Rufus?
my bare skin.
Like, skin to skin.
So I'm pretty sure
A
Brandon heard the
volunteer.
same thing as me.
Who's
of
having
make
sex
love
with
to
Rufus?
Oh,
Okay.
All of
So
us,
the
whoever
fucking-
Rufus
the-
wants. It's a
the
really
lizard is going for it.
listen,
He has a
we had
cloak.
a moment.
We're the same height.
Okay?
Oh yeah,
Our
Rufus is a dude.
generals align.
Yeah, we're already
Oh
in
my God.
alignment.
We're both reptiles.
We're both blue.
Okay. So
Amphibian.
winged boots, Rufus. Elven chain is the one I
Yay.
think is
When
kind of weird
genitals
and up in the air.
align.
I mean, I'll take it.
You
Does
okay,
Rufus want the
Brandon? Should I
elven chain?
Break you?
I mean, yeah, I'll take it.
My
Okay.
my AC is already 15, so it doesn't do anything to me.
Yeah, it'll
I
make
hate you guys.
So I think the last thing then is the belt of hill giant strength, and it would really only be useful for me, Emmy, or Sam.
Emil. Yeah.
I totally
who has
want
the
it
lowest? Who
personally,
has low strength? Who has the low strength?
but who
Oh, I
does the
think-
most
I'm pretty sure
damage?
Petra has the lowest strength, but Petra does not.
Not
want
you.
That. It's a-
Of
no,
those
of
three.
belt.
Three of us. I mean,
Of those
I think we
three,
use
who
the
has
three
the
of us.
lowest strength?
I have 17.
Emil does. I have 19, but I would like to have 21.
It would benefit Emil the most, because then she would have her strength would be up to
21. Right?
21. And
Yeah.
isn't
I won't
barbarian
fully-
based off strength?
Yes.
And then I can multi-class
And
and
or
not
dex.
have to spend any of my points on strength, which would
So bad.
What,
Well, did you get
get-
an item?
you
what
get
items
your
does
goddamn
Tashi have right
amulet.
now?
Yeah, did
The
you get an
devout
item?
one can literally only be used for me.
So
I'm
well,
just kidding.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead,
got
don't
one
want it. I have
item.
my kink gear.
well,
I'm good.
there is meant to be a rare item for every person. If you guys don't divide it up that way, that's completely up to you. But it was designed for there to be one rare item per person, and the rest are all uncommon. Do with that what you will.
I got one item.
Raise your hand if you have your rare.
I don't think Stony walks away here with a rare.
That rope is not a
Well-
rare, and the staff of healing is a rare.
Yeah.
Oh, then I don't.
I
Have a
will
rare.
say the bracers of defense are a rare.
Okay, so Tashi and Stony don't have rare items right now.
Yes.
My guess is that the belt is for Tashi in that case.
But I'm already wearing the armor of gleaming.
You can wear a belt also.
The armor of gleaming is completely separate. It has nothing to do with
The
the
belt
current.
just is
The
a
rod of
strength buff.
healing is rare. Stony has that, right?
No, we give it to a god, so then we
Gotcha.
can spread the love of healing.
But Stony gets to hold on to 2 items in his backpack.
Sure.
But that's not like it's his or anything.
Well, and like I said, you guys can divide stuff however you want. I'm not the arbiter. of
Stony is not a
items.
man of needs besides cattle, so
How about Emmy, myself, and Sam all roll a d20, and whoever has the highest gets the hill giant belt. Just straight d20,
Do I get
no
to use my
modifiers.
luck stone right now?
Are you guys like actively fighting about it right now in the
This
thing?
is not
Like,
fighting.
no. I'm not
wanna
asking.
roll.
Okay, all right, that's okay. I'm not
Wait, what
asking
are we
like in a
rolling?
snide way.
D20?
I'm just saying we did all agree to use like to fix arbitrations over loot with satisfaction before
Oh.
we started the campaign.
Sam,
I'm not rolling. I don't care that
Wait.
much to have it.
Damn,
You guys
roll.
can-
This is fun.
No.
all right, Emmy. I guess you get two rares.
Jordan, I
I'm
heard
fine
some
with
shit
the
about
rope of
last
climbing.
campaign or a campaign ago when you kept taking stuff.
What
And
got
this
works
is
his hand.
fulfilling some low.
Hey. Regal gave some items back over to Endra, but he just punched the shit out of people in the
Regal
interim.
almost killed Endra after having known her for like a week over a
That
belt.
is true.
who has an AC under 15?
Multiple people. I think
Me.
Adam has something to chime in.
First of all, I do have an AC of like 12 or something like that. But also, I wanted to check in with Brandon to see like whether or not we're on time.
Oh no, nowhere close. But that is okay. That is okay.
Hey, how about you take this elven armor, throw it on you. We can rub some ash on it if you want.
To be clear, we don't all like it. Nothing bad will happen if we haven't divided up all the items. Like if there are some items that no one's like that stoked about and we can't figure it out until later, nothing bad will happen if they just go in the bag. You know what I mean?
If nobody's wearing the elven stuff, Wakat's AC is pretty low, so he's pretty vulnerable. He will take it.
Rupus, would you be okay with that since it would only +1 for you? It'd be like +3 for Wagat.
Oh, yeah. You can give it to a god.
Okay.
That's fine.
So I will edit that. So the way that it looks then right now is Rod of the Packkeeper to Petra, and Amulet of Devout to Fate, Staff of Bird Calls to Stony, Staff of Healing to Wagat, Bracers of Defense to Emil, Alchemy Jug is for everybody. Wagat's going to misuse it, and Stony will hold on to it. Luck Stone for Emil, Rope of Climbing for everybody, but Tashi gets first dibs in order to look like Indiana Jones whenever she wants. Winged Boots for
No,
Rupus.
I'm
so-
not.
Tosh-
To be
no,
clear,
Tashi's in
I'm
possession.
carrying it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Tashi has the
Tashi's
rope.
rope.
Okay,
I'm
let me
carrying
just change that. Rupus will be a flying frog. Wagat will have some mystically clean armor and Belt of Hill Giant Strength to Emil. Any issues with how we have divvied up said glorious items?
it. I have deleted winged boots off of my inventory.
Okay, so just look at that. I'm going to pin this in the Discord for now, but add your stuff when you can. Brandon, please take over.
Right about that time, Cat Mo says, we're just coming around the bases. We're just coming around the east side of Skyfount now. I'm putting down. The escort should be meeting y'all just outside the ship. And she looks over.
What's the temperature?
Well, it's a balmy 72 degrees. It'll be about 7:15 when we land. Looking at clear skies the rest of the day. Thank you so much for flying, Air Saffrol. And yeah, thanks. Cabin
Petra
crew,
applauds
please
when we
prepare for
touch
landing. She looks over. She looks over at Fate and says, "Please be careful." You can tell she's a little anxious about them sending an escort.
Don't worry, I got this, Mo, and he gives her a small peck on the cheek.
She blushes the
Stop.
tiniest bit.
Stony looks at the guy. I was like, they know each other for like a week.
11
I know.
days.
Look,
They,
Stony, you have the IQ of a week. Shut up.
Really?
Stony, this is
Faster.
you're not involved in this.
Hmm. As you guys land, you do see that there is what is the equivalent to a platoon waiting at the airstrip, but not all.
Fire team.
But not
A
all
very
for
big
y'all.
fire team.
Stony waves like Forrest Gump.
Light?
As was there confusion?
What?
I thought I heard
Not
someone
what- No, I
ask a
said-
question.
No, I said Stony waves like Forrest Gump.
Oh.
Like
No, I thought I heard someone ask a question. I just apologize. As the fiery dart lands, a group of 8 of the troops walks over. Well, I guess technically 9, because one of them they're being led by a man wearing Defender 3 rank. Shield Team North. No.
Or west.
Shield Team East.
Yes.
Shield
I
Team
don't know
South?
where we are.
Petra just
I'm not
spoke up.
sure.
They
Oh.
identified them.
Oh, Shield
Or
Team
west.
West. I'm glad you're here. Please follow us this way. We will escort you to Tower Skyfount.
Who are you?
okay.
My name is Defender Rogish. I've been sent to ensure your safety. There's a lot of confusion going on right now, and people are scared. We just want to make sure you get there safely.
Are you scared?
Did you say Defender Roguish?
Rogish, yeah.
Okay.
Can you
Got a
spell
very-
it?
Roguish face.
Rogish. Rogish.
R-O-U-G.
particularly dapper?
ROGUEISH.
Okay.
Not at all.
What's he,
And-
Dash ish.
yeah, what's he look like?
I He is a 6'6", very thin, like wiry, but that like
Like
tweaker
Swedish?
muscly.
Like a triangle? Yeah.
No, like
Oh.
like
Smoke 6 packs a day and
trailer park meth house that lifts heavy cinder blocks all day.
Like Joel Kinnaman.
I have no idea
Yes.
what
Well,
that
you
is.
just described like a third of my
Exactly.
graduating class.
Stoney's already following them. They asked very nicely, so Stoney is following them like immediately. Like, come on, guys.
You notice that the rest of the troops, they don't look like they're at all in an aggressive stance. Hands aren't anywhere near weapons. They do look like they're kind of bored, honestly.
Okay. Cool. Well, I guess we'll walk. I mean, Petra's gonna start walking alongside and ask to explain what the hell is going on.
As you guys start walking, they divide into two columns, kind of sandwiching you, but not more standing between you and the buildings on either side of the road. Pardon me. Rugish says, "We're not entirely sure. We just know that the tower has been closed off except for certain individuals who receive writs of entry. You are one of those groups. We're not being told much right now, but there's a lot of supposition. There's been rumors going around that there was an attack on the tower. There's rumors that Fort Knox is under attack. There's rumors that we're being invaded.
Fort Knox.
Fort Knox. If you look down near Caveport on the map, there's Fort Knox.
Wait a minute.
Because you have to knock on
I
that
have
door.
to look at this. Oh no. Fort Knox. Where is it? Oh yeah.
Bottom right
Fort
corner
Knox.
near Riverton.
I saw it when I laughed, but I didn't expect you to pronounce it that way.
Me either.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I only I spent 4 years at Fort Knox, the real one. So of course it had to go on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Stoney
Rumors of
lets them
attack.
know.
It sounds
documentary
it sounds
supposition.
like they're knocking at the door there. It's just
Okay.
we're not entirely sure what's going on. I'm just following the orders they give me.
Okay. And who's your immediate supervisor? Who do you take orders from?
I take orders from Guardian Dirtha.
Guardian, what degree?
Guardian 1 Dirtha. What's with the 5th degree? We're just trying to escort you, all right?
Stoney lets
We
you
have,
know.
like-
Don't worry.
We have
The
like
town of
4
Stone
other
Rock is
delegations
secure.
that we have to walk back for. I just really want to get you guys to the tower, please.
We've been
I think-
burned before when we haven't questioned who's picking us up at the fire dart, so
We
that's
have-
why our commander is being safe.
We have medics that are able to treat burns.
No, that's not. God.
That's not what we said.
It's
Emil would like to
Stoney.
speak
Are
after
you
me.
related to this guy? Like, anyway, just take us.
Am
where we
I?
need to go. It's fine.
As you guys are
Living up to the
walking through the
name.
streets, you start to notice that there's a lot less foot traffic than normal, and those individuals who are out seem to be scurrying very quickly to wherever they're going, moving either in small groups or very quickly on their own. A lot of people are looking out from shuttered windows and pulling back curtains to kind of see what's going on. For the first time that you can remember, for those of you who have been to Skyfount before, there's no air traffic, no airships in the air. It's quiet. There's no sound of.
Stoney goes. Stoney says, "This is nice. Do you hear those birds?"
You don't hear birds actually.
Oh, never mind. Do you not
Don't
hear
hear
anything,
birds.
guys?
Coming from
Isn't
the
it-
staff. It's coming from your rod.
You don't hear birds. You don't hear the hooves of horses. You don't hear the giggling of children. It's unnaturally still and quiet as you
This is
guys
so
are moving
peaceful.
through toward Tower Skyfount. As it looms up above you, getting taller and taller and taller, you notice there aren't any skyships docked. There are none flying around it. It's just weird.
This is ominous.
As you get closer to the tower, though, you do start to hear the murmur of voices. Sounds like a few people speaking, and when you get within about a quarter mile, you start to see many people crowded up near the gate. And when you actually the troops kind of part the sea for you and let you in, and when you reach the gate, through this throng of people who are very quietly murmuring, you see the courtyard of the tower is packed full of hundreds, if not 1,000 or more people, all moseying around, just kind of packed in like sardines, waiting. At this point, the troops are starting to have a little bit of trouble getting people to part, so your progress is slowed, is impeded a little bit.
Alcohol.
I'm not going to say what we used to say, never mind. You make way, you F a hole. As you guys are moving through the crowd slowly, you notice everyone goes quiet and looks up, almost in unison, to a balcony that's on the second or third floor, right above the double door entrance to the tower. And you see Reshna Gutakar step out onto the balcony. And he quickly rubs his throat and looks out at the crowd. And as he speaks, his voice is magically amplified so that even though he's not screaming, it can clearly be heard for a mile, maybe more. People of Saffral, children of the star, my friends, I want to thank you. It is a great honor that this many Saffralian patriots who are committed to the freedom of our people and the endurance of our glorious nation have gathered to hear my words. Many, if not all of you, have likely heard the rumors regarding an attempt on the lives of our beloved Emperor Saffral Nymanton XIII and his daughter, Princess Saffral Jaina. It is with deepest sorrow that I announce that these rumors are true. Last night, a cell of insurgents comprised of assassins from the Republic of Tasik and members of the terrorist organization known as the Rising Dawn attacked and murdered the Emperor and his daughter in their quarters. While we're in the preliminary stages of our investigation on how such an egregious tragedy could occur, we have discovered that at least one member of the Protectorate had aided these assassins. Like you, my heart breaks at our collective loss. I have spent the last 13 years working hand in hand with the Emperor to try to bring peace, freedom, justice, and security to all... Thank you. I knew Liv would get that one. To all the people of the Saffral Empire. I watched day in and day out as he fretted over the future of each of you. I know how much he loved every one of you and how deeply he cared for the well-being and welfare of every being who calls Saffral home. During late nights poring over potential laws and initiatives, Nymanton would often confide in me how he felt that his life's mission was to right the historical wrongs wrought by the House of Saffral, and to create a strong and safe nation where all citizens could not only prosper but thrive. And I believe his actions show that he truly believed in and lived this mission. His sudden loss leaves this dream in peril. But for nearly 500 years, the star has shone brightly upon our nation through the House of Saffral, a line unbroken since the formation of our vast empire. It is unprecedented that we should find ourselves without a Saffral to sit on the shining throat, but do not fear. Our ship is not left rudderless. The laws of this nation laid hundreds of years ago provide guidance for a situation just like this. Pursuant to those laws, the High Council convened early this morning and nominated a member of it to act as the Lord Regent until such time that another heir is found or a worthy successor to the Saffral lineage is decided upon. In an emergency session that ended only moments ago, your elected parliamentarians ratified the nomination provided by that council. As the most senior member of the council, they saw fit to propose that I temporarily step into the void that my dear friend, our emperor, left by his passing. It is with great diffidence and humility that I accept this responsibility until such time as a worthy successor is discovered and sworn in by Parliament. During that time, I pledge before all who can hear my voice to continue the mission of and realize the dream of our beloved Emperor. And I know the first thing Nymanton would want me to do is to protect the people that he loved from the very threats that stole him away from us. We have uncovered intelligence indicating that this assassination did not happen in a vacuum. Rather, it is part of a scheme to weaken our collective spirit and destabilize our nation. From without our borders, our neighbors to the north seek the fall of our nation that they may plunder our resources, enslave our people, and finally obtain that which they covet above all, the fallen star. Already, soldiers from the Republic of Tassac have been discovered in the forests and the mountains in western Trafalgar. Now legions flying the standard of the Kingdom of Tripoctor assail Fort Knox to the east. Fueled by these same parties, dissenters within this very nation murder innocent civilians en masse to realize their goal of anarchy. These secret combinations work from the shadows to take your lands, your livelihood, and the prosperity that we have all worked so hard to achieve. We cannot let that happen. In the memory of our beloved Emperor, and for the sakes of you, the people he loved, I will not let that happen. Let me be very frank. Right now, at this very moment, the enemy literally stands at our gates, thinking they herald our end. The doom of our nation can be averted only by a storm of flowing passion, but only those who are passionate themselves can arouse passion in others. I am filled with passion for life, passion for freedom, passion for the Safralian nation. I call now upon all patriots to share my passion. Through both the blatant trespasses of Safralian soil and the vile assassination of the royal family, these enemies have announced their intent and declared war. Safral is not a warlike nation. It's a soldierly one, which means it does not want war, but it does not fear it. It loves peace, but also loves its honor and freedom. But that honor and freedom are only a hair's breadth from being snatched from beneath each of us. They seek to demoralize us from within by surprise, terror, sabotage, assassination. They think this is the way of the war of the future. They think this is how they win. We'll prove them wrong. For as long as there are peoples on this plane, and there are nations against nations, some will be forced to protect their vital rights. One is either the hammer or the anvil. I posit that it is our purpose to prepare the Safralian people again for the role of the hammer. Our stalwart dedication to the way of the fallen star will dash any to pieces who should dare hinder us in this undertaking. Our rights, the very freedoms that Emperor Safral Nymanton lived and died for, will be protected only when the Safral nation is again supported by the point of the star-shard dagger. As such, I am announcing the mobilization of all defense and reserve forces for immediate deployment to the borders of both the Republic of Tassac and the Kingdom of Tripoctor. Special units will also continue counterinsurgency operation within our borders. In the days ahead, life as you know it will change. The peace we have come to greet as an old friend is dead. We will all face trials. We will all have to make sacrifices, but the Safralian people are strong in spirit, strong in will, strong in endurance, and strong enough to bear all sacrifices. Let us also be strong in our passion for the work and the mission of the Emperor that was torn from us. Only in our shared passion will we find salvation. If you feel this passion burning within you, now is the time. Stand up for your nation. If you can fight, enlist. If you can speak, spread the word. If you hear a threat, report it. Only in this manner will our way of life survive. I, like Emperor Safral, love each and every one of you. I see you, and I will use my passion to fight for you. May the glow of the Western Star always guide you home. And with almost a buzz, the crowd starts to murmur, and then slowly someone shouts something, and this wave of shouting propagates forward from the back of the crowd. Nymanton! 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 Until the whole crowd is chanting the name of the dead emperor, and they erupt in cheers as people run from the back of the crowd to spread the word. Gordikor turns around and walks back inside. The doors close. And the energy from the crowd is just insane. It's fiery. It feels like someone has just poured gasoline over this crowd and lit it on fire, metaphorically, of course. You don't smell burning flesh and stuff like that because we don't talk about that here. Right? It's like everyone just got an infusion of caffeine. People are jostling you. And the troops at that point start really trying to get you guys inside. After a few minutes of jostling, they get to the front door where there's a cadre of soldiers. who opened the doors for you. I saw two hands go up. I saw Sam first, and I saw Adam. Sam
Okay.
was like halfway through.
Sam?
Oh, I was just thinking you were pointing us out. Literally stand at the gate.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also
Good
had one,
alteration
but
there,
it
bud.
was brief. But then I brought my anyways.
Adam.
All right. I just, I'm prepared. That's all.
Be prepared. Sorry.
Do.
Standing in the crowd, Wagat is like nearby Stony, and like as the like speech is going on and like people start getting ushered towards the gate, he's gonna grab onto Stony's arm, like, and it feels a little bit stronger than normal. And he says, when I was trapped in the labyrinth, tending to the creatures of my master, he would occasionally send for one skilled at capturing prey. Each time they would be returned to me with orders from the master to dispose of it. Looking upon Gordakar this morning, I hear the words of my master echoing in my ears. Dispose of them. I do not
Yeah,
like
man.
the feeling of this.
Yeah, I don't really read people pretty well. That seems pretty suspicious.
We must remain safe. Be prepared.
Are you secret? Are you safe?
Definitely. So I think we kind of swore our oaths to the Emperor. If he's dead, I mean, are they gonna make us redo those oaths, you think?
So the oath is to the Empire.
I'm
Say that.
pretty good
Oh,
not
I
doing
mean-
oaths to anybody right now since I don't know what the hell is going on.
I
Do you
feel like the
have the actual
Empire and
text
the
of the oath?
Emperor. Yeah, if you could reiterate.
I'm sorry, you need
I
what
have an
now?
oath.
Do you have the actual text of the oath we would have sworn when we were admitted to this operation?
Ooh,
Recruit?
I do not.
Oh, how
feel like-
convenient that now you get to draft it in accordance with
Isn't it?
what's
Isn't
going
it
to work
convenient?
best.
I feel
It's
like,
okay.
I mean,
It's
we
okay.
could-
Fate
we
has an
could
oath
go
of
back and
vengeance.
I feel like
watch it.
most oaths in empires are sworn to the Emperor. Whole bloodline thing.
Yeah, I would concur.
Give me a moment to draft.
Either way,
something.
are we inside the castle now?
Yeah, so you guys.
Yeah.
Unless someone has something they want to do outside, you guys are into the foyer of Tower Skyfount.
Yeah, Petra had obviously similar questions, bad vibes, stress the entire time, and is going to whisper something like to that effect to everyone.
Good thing we
Did
have
you
these
say-
telepathic
did you say bad
fucking
vibes?
bracelets.
Oh yeah, we do. I forgot. I don't know why I pulled my sleeve up. I'm not wearing anything.
you know
on
what?
yours.
I feel like maybe that boy's cheese slid off his cracker a little bit, but like, I mean, he's clearly angry and we got to take that seriously, but we
Yeah.
need to know like where we stand. with
Right.
As you
him.
guys,
Oh.
Yeah, I need to.
go ahead.
Wagat
Yeah.
will have
Guys.
sent his little bunny familiar, like before the crowd was like sequestered, he would have like sent it like out of the crowd to like try and surreptitiously get outside.
Oh, I tried to talk to some animals around here. They know what happened.
When you say get your bunny outside, you mean like behind the crowd, outside of the courtyard area, or?
Is there any well, to that matter, is there any like foliage or anything like around the courtyard or like
There's some
within like the
topiary and
grounds?
Sleep
some
in a bush.
bushes, a couple flower patches and whatnot.
Always trying to get in the bushes.
This your bush?
Yeah, the orders to the familiar are to survive and to stay hidden. So whatever
Bunny
it
in
is
a
Stay
that-
bush.
secret. Stay
Natural.
safe.
Stay secret, stay safe.
Stay safe.
He gives you a very, very strong nod and then bounces off.
I'm sorry I haven't drawn him yet. I'm going to.
I want
Make
one of
sure
your
his eyes are
familiars to
particularly
be.
ominous.
I want one of the familiars to be as fucking goofy as the one that Marisha has in the Critical Role campaign, where it's just like this fucking deep voiced Brooklyn rat. Like, hey, what you doing, mate? Just go fucking get up there. It's quality.
Fantastic.
Love that.
Yeah,
Alright, I'll come
it's
over
the best part of
forward.
the campaign.
She's
Did-
got the proper like Southern English or the Southern like Belle accent
Yes.
for her character, and then the like Bronx
Yeah,
I
you
love it.
fucking
Hey,
Bronx rat.
I'm sword fighting here. I can't do it. I did it. I could do it once when I was that one character, but now I can't. I do notice it is 7:45 or 15 minutes past our scheduled break time. My speech went a little long. Do you guys want to take a break, or you want to keep going?
I want to power through.
Petra has one
I'm good
remark
with
that she
power
wants
through.
to make telepathically, and
I could
then
use a
ready.
break.
I could pee.
Use a
So
quick break.
Yeah.
so
Can we do like a 5-minute
Just
break?
go,
5-minute
man.
break? Okay,
Just
so let's get
go.
Liv's comment. I'm sorry, Petra's
Oh.
I
comment,
saw you
and then
drinking
5-minute
water
break.
earlier. There's a bottle nearby.
Petra just remarks to the rest of the crew telepathically. Weird that weird that the go into the border of Trapoctor. You guys heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only threatened by Tastic making way for the border of Trapoctor. Okay,
Mhm.
just something to think about. Okay.
Also thinking about that.
Yeah. Also thinking about not being a warlike nation. I mean, like, you know, it just feels revisionist.
Right. Like, why do you have so many soldiers?
Yeah.
Soldier-like nation, but not a
how did we get
warlike-
all this
What the hell does that
territory?
even
Like,
mean?
I have one quick question, Brandon.
Crazy as a Betsy bug. Go on.
What's up?
Did Jaina also have one of the bracelets that she
She
had
did.
given to us?
But that's not how she reached out to you guys.
She used like
Just-
sending to talk to just Petra.
So this is within a mile that we could utilize it, right?
Correct.
Fate
Is there a
just wants
chance
to
anyone's
send out.
listening on these?
We
Yes.
asked
Who
about
knows?
that extensively. Don't make that face. We've tried so.
Listen to Jordan's first question. What was Jordan's first question?
If we could use it within a mile.
If Jaina had one.
Stoney's gonna yell in his head, "I sure love this empire and all its plans."
Yeah, I think the big key here is that Brandon said yes to she had it. So Fate's just gonna reach out in his head and just ask.
You hear Stoney on another channel. The empire is great. This is so awesome.
Just like as a
Well-
background noise.
Quit walking on me. It's like a radio. Change channel.
Someone's
Tony.
hot miking. Someone's hot miking.
God damn it.
Break,
So
break,
Fate
break.
is just going to ask, "Who are you, and where is the princess?" And
This
just see
is
if anything
Stoney.
happens.
I'm right next to you.
God damn it, Stoney.
That's all you hear.
You just I just hit him like I
Okay,
hit
thanks.
his side. Like shut up.
That's all I
Stoney.
got. That's all the RP I have in my
I
soul
love
today.
that. All right.
Well,
did
so
Liv
he
ask
didn't get
her
a
question?
response other than Stony.
It was just a remark, but like as we go to break, I feel compelled to point out that you guys all made me feel like I was crazy and stupid for thinking that accepting the bracelets might not be that smart a move. And now look where we are.
No.
Stoney's take
We
the
all
ball.
commented on that, and
You guys all made me feel like I was being like a psycho bitch for being rude to Jaina and suspicious of her listening device gift.
Stoney was fully in your corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Stoney,
bracelets
yeah.
made sense. You being mean to Jaina seemed very pointed.
I feel
Or-
like I was the one who was first opposed to giving her the communication device on our first mission.
That's true. Yeah, I remember that.
While
So
they're
I was always in your court.
while everyone's arguing about who hated Jaina first, we're gonna go ahead
Yeah,
and take a
I
break.
hated
Okay,
Jaina
well, who hated
first,
Jaina
okay?
hardest? I hated her more.
We'll be back in 5 minutes, and maybe by then we'll know who disliked Jaina the most. See you in a minute.
I'm ready.
Bring me back to
Oh, and the very
life.
fun fact is that Mary figured it out, not her brother.
What's the connection again?
They went to
Mary's
high
brother?
school.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Mary's brother went to high school with this person. Like same class, same high school.
Nice.
That's
Since you
nice.
weren't here for the long pause, a lot of stuff happens. Sometimes we do that because F
We're
timelines.
us.
Yeah, we're us. We do what we want. You're not my mom.
Do what I want.
I think I might be our only viewer right now. I think it might be me.
That's
It doesn't
okay.
matter. We're living the dream.
Well, I mean, we have some
Living?
people that are watching us. I don't know, how, or at least maybe signed in watching. I'm not sure. I really, whatever. If
I
you're
don't think
here,
we
put
do.
a 1 in chat.
Just a 1.
1 in chat. There we go. All right. So yeah, when before the break.
We're all 3 people.
Yeah, I love that. Wait, if you watch yourself, are you a voyeur or an exhibitionist?
Yes.
Mm.
Right.
Porque no
Vámonos
los
los
dos.
So you guys are now in the foyer, and the escort is bringing you toward a roundish room near the center of the tower, and it's a stone room with a large open front, more like a kind of a crescent. As you step in,
Stony
you see
all of
the
that.
floor is not made of the same stone as the rest. It is one single slab. And there are an array of small levers along one portion of the wall. Each lever is numbered. And what do I name him? Roguish
Oh God.
steps
a
up to one of the
puzzle.
levers. And as you all get on, he flips one of the levers, and the floor starts to rise. It's an elevator.
It's just an
Because I'm not
elevator.
going to make you climb 17 flights of stairs.
Figured it out.
So
Wait, did you say that the levers
Easy
were
puzzle,
labeled 1
Brandon.
through 11 though?
no, I said there were. I didn't say any numbers specifically that I remember.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought you said 1
Can I
through
get
11.
a one, yeah?
It's like,
Yes,
why does it have
this will take you to
17
the
floors and
11th.
11 levers?
Well, there's actually 26 floors in this tower.
Well, this one
sh-
goes to 11.
This one goes.
Yeah.
What?
But
Anyway,
why?
so as
11.
you reach your floor, the troops spread back out, and they seem to be blocking off all the hallways except for the one that leads to your
The
waiting
secret room?
Not the secret room. That's on the 14th floor.
Oh.
Or the 4th floor. I think you were on the 4th floor. Except for the one that leads to your ready room.
Ready.
As you guys approach the ready room, Reshna Gordakar is waiting outside, very sternly looking at you, with the door closed behind him.
Vibe check.
Hi.
Can I
Hey.
whisper something down low real quick?
To what? All of us? You know,
Get
you can just do
low.
it with
No,
the bracelet.
To I'm
Bracelet
no,
is
no, no,
no
no, no.
longer
Okay,
safe.
thank you. Thank you all for interjecting. I'm going to cast Zone of Truth with the lowest amount of verbal component.
You know, everybody
Um,
near knows, right?
Yes.
As he's doing that,
I would
will
wait
also
1
like make a bunch
second.
of noise to like cover it up, like. As if-
How loud are verbal spells? I
I
never
would-
actually learned this.
I would wait just 1 second on that.
Okay, I will wait 1 second on the behest of the magical voice in my mind saying to wait.
As you approach, Gordakar looks at each of you and says, I don't know who of you to trust.
Hi.
Beyond this door, there is a zone of truth.
Oh, that's so convenient.
Right. I have cast a zone of truth in your ready room. I would like each of you to willingly enter. I have
I'll go
questions.
first.
Oh.
Wait, I sorry, I lost the tail end of what Gordakar said. What?
I would like
There's a
each
zone
of
of
you
truth
to
in the
willingly
next
enter. I have questions.
You first.
I'll go first.
He steps in.
Slay.
Can we tell if he's got anything
wait,
that's
How are
protected?
you?
Emmy, what was that?
Can we tell if he's protected in any way from this spell?
I believe when you
No.
enter Zone of Truth, you can tell if people have, or is it only the caster that can tell?
I
How's
think
the
it's
spell work?
caster.
the caster. So as soon as we go in there, I would also like to cast Zone of
Nice.
Truth.
He just does it anyway.
He gestures you ahead. Please.
Okay,
do.
I walk in and I cast a Zone of Truth directly on the same exact fucking
And
place.
he doesn't roll. He willingly submits to your zone of truth.
Okay. How are you?
Well, I'm just gonna see. Is there anybody else going into the room?
Yeah, Petra
Oh.
goes in the room and she immediately does a vibe check, detect magic.
The room is tingling
Filled
with
with magic.
magic.
I'm aware that the room is tingling with magic, but I should also be able to tell.
Oh,
Like,
you can tell the source.
I can learn
can't
the
you?
school and the source and any objects that contains it.
All you detect is the zone of truth and anything that you guys chose to leave in your chests.
Before we
Stony
go
also
inside-
walks in the zone of truth.
we'll
Sorry.
want to ask Fate before we enter, like, what the effects of the zone of truth are.
Fate tells everybody what it is, but also mentally says, look at the chat and roll 20 because it has the exact definition of Zone of Truth. Essentially, what will happen is,
Where's that?
well, if he's essentially saying, yeah, whatever, I'll do it, and he's not willing to do the wisdom saving throw, I have no way of knowing if he fails or succeeds.
No,
but
if he
cannot-
willingly submits to it, you know that he submitted to
yeah.
it.
So he cannot deliberately tell a lie, but he can also skate around it and
Right.
like do half truths as long as there is no intent of lie. So you could be like, how was your Monday? And he'd be like, it was okay if his morning was okay, but then the rest of the day was shit. Because we're not specifying. So be very specific with your questions and dance around with your answers is what Fate communicates. through
Imagine a
his,
cheating partner. That's how you have to approach
Yeah.
it.
So
Oh.
should
There
we
you
go
go.
in? Should we go in one at a time or just like all at once?
I would prefer you were all here.
Oh,
I
okay.
go in.
What's
Emil
that?
walks in and asks if Charizard over here. Oh wait, he doesn't have flame.
Charizard.
Never mind. Because I was thinking he had flame hands, but that's not him at all.
It is. That's the
shit.
same person.
Yeah, he wants flame-handed.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, I want to go in and
Charizard.
ask if Charizard killed the princess or
Well,
ordered it.
As we're going, what we do need to do is, are you willingly submitting to the zone of truth as you enter the room?
Yeah.
Is there anybody that
Yeah.
does not
Um,
willingly submit to the zone of truth?
Well, they'll know if we try to resist
Correct.
it, right?
If you choose
Okay.
to resist it, you will have to roll a charisma save, and then they will know whether you pass, fail, or choose to submit.
I can't lie.
So is there anybody that does not willingly submit to the zones, the two zones?
Do you have to
of
say
truth?
it? Like
No.
verbally?
No.
No,
I mean,
God,
you
you
just
tell
have
me.
to
Remain.
acknowledge it.
Okay.
Wilgot will remain outside.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
So Daisy walks in first,
Mhm.
looks at
That's not-
me, gives me a quiet little like, and then I walk in
Right.
willingly.
I feel like if we impersonated this rabbit and told you to like straight up murder someone, you would fully do it.
What do you mean?
Like if I turned into Daisy and hid Daisy away from you and acted like Daisy and told you just to murk some guy, you would do it no question, wouldn't you?
That
She doesn't
So-
take
makes sense.
orders from the rabbit.
She just
Daisy,
did.
no, Daisy communicates with me. She
Okay.
keeps me grounded. She keeps me level.
If
She knows when I'm
Daisy was like
nervous. She knows when
strongly
I'm, like,
implying that
Apprehensive.
that this guy needs to die.
Daisy's probably not going to do that. Daisy,
Okay,
I'm
never
going to
mind.
be the one. She's going to be bringing me back down after I murder somebody.
Okay.
But also, she's not a familiar, so she can't be like taken over. She is her own entity. She is the
Okay.
familiar mixed with a rabbit,
She's a pet.
like D&D 5e
I
rabbit.
think
Yeah.
Stony was indicating that he could turn into a rabbit that looks exactly like Daisy.
Oh,
and
I
tell you to
see.
kill
No,
someone.
I
Yeah.
would know. I would know.
Okay.
I know my rabbit. Let me
Yep.
tell you what.
Yeah,
The
Well,
Stony
she
goes
was
into.
in. She was in the dungeon with me where I was being experimented on
They're in
when they
the dungeon.
turned me into a barbarian. So
Which is why she
In
can talk to
the
you.
barbarian.
Okay, so it sounds like it's me.
So
I'm
I haven't
Josh
heard
is
from
got.
going in.
Rupus.
What are you
Ribbit?
Going in. I
Rupus goes
consent.
in and
Yeah.
consents.
got
Petra,
nothing to
you
hide.
went in. Did you consent?
Mhm.
Great. Stony, obviously. Emil.
Yes.
So Wagat's the only one that didn't go in.
Correct.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Gordakar looks at you and says, I want you to understand, Wagat. Your actions are extremely suspicious. I will not allow you to leave this floor until I have spoken with you in a truthful setting.
You can ask me because I've been with him like 24/7. So like,
Fate also bumps in and he's like, "That's just Wagat. He's not bad.
I
He's
want you to
just
understand.
he has his own thing."
I suspect each of you could have had a hand in the assassination of the Emperor, and I
Even
need
me?
to be able to rule you out.
Great. Glad we're all on the same page.
Oh, don't worry. Sony's far too dumb
wait,
for that.
even me? Stoney's like,
He looks
wow.
slowly around the room, each of you, because Ruger Hathama was in on it. So I have to
No
assume each
shit!
of you
Sorry.
was too.
That was not Petra. That was like,
Does that mean he's dead?
It means he slipped through our fingers.
That
And I
doesn't
want to know
show
how. I want to know
receipt.
how all of his missions came so close to success but didn't quite get there.
Huh.
How he got
Hey, what are you
so
talking about? All of
close.
our missions were a
to the-
success.
We were very
Oh, shit.
successful.
Are you familiar with the army?
I just spilled a bunch of wine.
Because you just described it.
My first. So this is your last chance, Defender Wagat.
I have taken 2 oaths in my time. The first that binds me to the powers over Cania, the second to the Empire. I break no oath. I brook no distrust, and I do not submit to the magics that bind my words or actions.
Mm.
Ooh.
Very well. He
God
gestures.
damn.
He gestures, and 8 troops surround you, and say, "Would you please follow us?"
Oh God.
No.
So I go back out of the room because we can see this happening. Like the door is open,
Absolutely.
right? I'm gonna go back out and like stand in front of him. Like I'm very tiny in compare. So I'm standing like in front of his legs, and Daisy's right next to me, standing like, and we're just
Yeah.
standing there.
You do realize how
I'm
this
gonna-
looks. Your commander helped assassinate the Emperor, and now his unit, who he was supposedly potentially close to, is refusing to have an honest conversation with someone who is investigating the death of the Emperor.
No,
So,
we're just
Faith-
refusing to have our honesty questioned. That's what
Yeah,
Wagat is doing,
Faith's
and we are
gonna-
standing with him.
Fate's gonna fucking mutter some shit, and a Shield of Faith is gonna go about Wagat that gives him +2 AC for the duration of the spell. And on top of that, he is gonna step out of the circle and he's gonna draw his greatsword and say, "We fucking didn't know that guy, but I know Wagat. He's not bad. He was with us the entire fucking time. So if you want this to get frosty, we can get frosty."
And I'm gonna growl seductively.
All I heard was
Uh,
growl instead of
Yes.
grovel.
Yes.
Gordakar looks at Tashi and says, "So you're allowed to question my honesty, but I'm not allowed to question yours, who
How-
have a tie to the Emperor's
She
assassin."
didn't.
How
You-
have we
didn't question
questioned yours?
By your companion asking, I stand in a zone of truth.
Because we don't know who you are, and all we know is that the princess is dead.
We don't know
And-
that.
And
Petra chimes
Well,
in.
he
And that-
literally said that the princess and the emperor were killed.
And
So
that
Well, he didn't say
distrust
it in his
isn't-
own of truth.
and that distrust isn't allowed to flow both ways. All I'm asking is
is,
for an
but-
honest conversation, and this is very suspicious of you. I have willingly submitted to honesty for you, but you
Then
can't
he
for
can
me.
stand right there. He's good to go.
I mean, I didn't put up the zone of truth.
yes, but suddenly you have 8 guards surrounding our
Yeah.
companion.
Surrounding the
That's-
one man
But-
who refused to be honest about the Emperor's death.
Not refused to be honest, refused to have his honesty questioned.
There's a difference.
And to be put under a spell.
By your own orders, we were on an airship, hundreds of miles away. If you wish to question
We went to
my
Stone
loyalty,
Rock.
you
Oh,
have
we
to
didn't do
question the
that.
evidence.
Of course, I don't
Not
believe that
merely
you
my
were
words.
physically present when the princess died, when the Emperor died. But I know you were close to, or at least to some degree close to, at least one of those parties. I know that you have had a hand with someone who is proven to have been an assassin. I know that
think you're
you
being
were
assigned to.
unable to capture a rebel leader,
Captured one.
Ooh,
Aurora Gauss. I want to know how and why
Yeah.
all of this happened.
Yeah, because you sent us
Do you
to
kn-
it.
Wait,
Out of
did you not
character.
read the debrief?
I am really not prepared
What
for this
debrief?
conversation because I was not in that. I was not in that encounter with the rear Gauss, so I have no idea what happened there.
There was no
We
encounter with the
haven't
rear
ha-
Gauss.
we
He
have-
was gone
yeah.
before you guys got there.
So he's making a ludicrous accusation against us right now. Petra steps out of the zone of truth. She was all in before. What the fuck?
Please, it's okay. If they want to have me in holding, they can have me in holding.
No,
No.
Wagat, no, it's not okay. I'm
This
looking up
room
at
can
you.
be
Like,
holding.
no, it's not okay. Wagat, I'm gonna stand here, and I turn around.
Well, God, show them your sock.
Wagat's not going anywhere.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
standing way closer to him than I ever wanted to be standing.
You guys know the scene in Harry Potter where Harry like lifts up his pants to reveal his bare ankle that he freed Dobby with his sock and he looked
Yes.
all smug? Excellent opportunity for that kind of situation.
Totes.
Wait,
Reveal
did
your
we
bare
kill
ankle.
the guy? Did we kill the noble? The one that we...
No,
Oh,
he's on the
no.
ship all
Yeah,
tied
Yeah,
up.
he's on the ship. He's in custody.
What?
We never questioned him because Petra
He wouldn't
didn't
tell
want
us
to.
anything.
No, that's absolutely not true. Petra was going to question him, but then we spent 45 minutes divvying up items, and then immediately before we could do anything else, got escorted into the castle. So that's what happened. Petra wanted to question him, which is why we abducted him instead of killing him.
We have a
It didn't happen.
prisoner with some really good information, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you want him?
The escort, well, not your escort, but the individuals who escorted the rest of the air crew found him. They are bringing him to holding right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so maybe
you
you should
got
ask
him.
him where Grass is,
Oh,
because
I
he's the
intend
last
to.
one that knew. And
I-
he wouldn't tell us, so...
Understand this. I don't have anything personally against any of you, but I have to rule out everything possible. I cannot have any more traitors in our midst. We are currently besieged on several fronts, and I can't risk this empire falling before we're able to find someone who can lead it permanently.
Oh, I got a question about that actually. So, is our contract still like, does it need to be renewed or, because very
Jesus.
curious about that.
You made an
Um,
oath to the star and the empire on which it is founded. Currently, the star still stands in the heart
Okay,
of
so that's
Skyfount.
so that's
The
a no.
empire still stands as we wait
And-
on
And
our next
yet,
emperor.
we're being questioned.
Yes, you are being questioned.
Mhm.
Everyone's a suspect right now. You said I was a suspect, so you can ask me your
Is that
questions
guy a
too. That is
suspect?
fine. Yes,
I mean,
he's a suspect.
I
He's
didn't
already been
say you're
vetted.
a
I spo-
suspect.
I just pointed out random guys.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Every troop that you see around you, I have personally questioned.
Including the ones surrounding Wagat?
Yes,
are
their
you
loyalty
sure?
is
Because
not in question.
there is literally hundreds of troops.
On this floor, no, there are not hundreds of troops. They're
Okay,
Just
so
in
you're
general,
letting hundreds, maybe thousands that you haven't had the opportunity to question just like roam around, and you're sitting here questioning the integrity of
That's
like
because they
your-
were not
your
directly
elite Spec
connected
Ops
to a
force.
known assassin.
I think you mean directly assigned to.
How is that different?
Um,
You
What she said.
associated.
Can I just?
We
can
don't
I
have-
just-
We didn't choose this.
So-
None of us
so
So we're
chose it.
guilty by association?
Can I just take
I
a
was-
second?
I was
Oh,
digging ditches like 3 weeks ago.
I just
Little-
want to.
Little blue person, what is your question?
I actually don't want to speak to you. And I turn around and I look up at Wagat, and I'm like, Wagat, I recognize that this is very, very offensive. I am also offended. However, it does actually sound like they want to speak to us, truth, to try to get down to the same thing we're after, which is the truth and what is going on here. I think it might be worthwhile if you're able to come in with us, because we're not going anywhere without you. If you could come in with us and we could just have a rational dialogue together. Would you be willing to do that? I'm willing to bet that Rupus would make you a wooden figure if you would do that for us.
Can I entice you with some
puzzling
mayonnaise?
And also, Stony will give you some mayonnaise, which I know you
would-
like to put on your body.
Ew. Petra
would like
also
to
points
add
out
to
that. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I don't
would
like
like
it.
to add to that you could also just stand your ground where you are, and we will all respect you for that, me included. And we can leave the door open with all of these 8 vetted soldiers waiting in arms. You can stay there. We can go inside. We all have eye contact, and we all discuss. And I think that is a really good middle ground for us. And I think that that's what you should do.
Fate
Petra-
says that he agrees with Emil, and as long as Wagat is not taken away, he will not take aggressive action. But if Wagat is pointed at with a spear, pointed at with a sword, manacled,
We're surrounded.
shit's gonna happen real badly for everybody else here.
Petra's
Tashi, I don't like it, but I do trust your judgment. Under your advisement and with your assurance,
And
I will follow
truthfully,
you into that room.
it's
But I cannot
Daisy.
promise that I will not try to resist.
Fair enough. And it is Daisy that we're trusting here. And you can trust her.
I do trust Daisy.
What?
What?
How did
What?
Daisy get involved in the trust?
Because she's
portion
the one
here?
who gave me the nod. Like, it's safe. That's
Okay,
how I know
sorry.
it's safe.
Stony,
I
go
think
ahead and
Petra
pull
still
out.
had something.
Yeah, Petra it was also going to try to assuage Wagat's concerns and remind him that, like, we understand your reticence to take up any additional oaths, but this is only a 10-minute effect. So, like,
We only got 9 minutes left.
Yeah, I understand your hesitation, but it will not be like a life-changing, permanent condition.
Stony, go ahead and pull out the jugs. Like, hey, can I interest you in a liquid?
Interest you in a liquid.
Liquid.
Please put
That's
that
a
on
really good title.
Interest you in a liquid.
That is a really good title.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Great
All right.
semen's
So
good
we're
for
all
the
going
skin.
in. Okay.
So,
We're all
Rupus.
in.
Oh, Rupus
does
has.
anyone
Oh.
want a liquid?
I think Rupus might want liquid, but they might also
Depends
have
on the
something
liquid.
else.
Within this time frame, he's like whittled very, very small little flies out of wood because he's very handy with his hands and has made a little trail from Mogot to the zone of truth to try to like get him
Fly
to
of
follow
wood.
the little
Ooh, fly
fly
of wood.
trail
Why are
into the
these?
zone of
Why are
truth.
these so crunchy?
No, no, don't eat them.
Daisy is very excited also. She's like following the trail.
Come on in.
Wogat will offer his hand to Tashi, and then if Tashi takes it, they'll like head towards the door.
Stony's still just offering the jug to anyone that'll look at him.
I second
Takes
what
it.
Jordan just said. I would like to give both Sam and Adam inspiration for that heartfelt turning point. That was beautiful. And I'd like to say
What about Rupus?
I love the whole party coming together to support someone like that. I absolutely love it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sad that we didn't kill each other, but I love that you all support each other, and this whole thing was beautiful. Thank you.
So no one wants a liquid. He turns to.
What
I can't
kind of
remember. I'm
liquids
bad.
are there again?
No,
I'm
actually,
bad
hold
with
on.
names.
Booze in there, right? You
think
make booze in there?
Everybody had
don't
a
know our
hand in that,
names?
so I'd like everyone to take inspiration, please, because you all did.
Yes,
so great.
Daddy.
Everyone had a hand.
You all did so great.
Petra, what's this guy's name?
Reshna Gordikar. Also,
Russian
what
Gordikar,
kind
would
of
you like a
liquids?
liquid? I can offer you honey or beer or mayonnaise or oil or vinegar or wine or salt water or regular
I'll
water.
take a beer.
Well,
when
that
you-
is
when
very
you
we-
go.
kind.
We all have to come to consensus because
Yeah,
we
we have
only
to
have one.
agree.
Well, that
Petra
And we
is
get a
was
very,
lot
gonna
of-
suggest wine.
Oh, I'm fine with wine.
well, that is very kind. I will respectfully decline.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Well, we're all in the
All
zone
right.
of truth. What the hell do you
is
want
there
to ask
anybody?
us?
So is there anybody that's not submitting to the zone of truth now? So no, Wagat said he might resist.
Yeah, I think Wagat's the only one who's going to have to roll, but simultaneously, all also know if he's lying or not. So I guess we can be on the no.
So
I'm not worried about him lying.
Wagat,
Yeah,
there are
Wagat's pretty
two
truthful.
zones of truth. There's one that is controlled by fate, and one that is controlled by Gordikar. Do
Gordikar.
you choose to submit to either?
Oh.
I choose to submit to neither.
Okay. Then standing in them, you do need to roll 2 con saves, and I'll let you choose. Which
Wait,
order
what?
you're rolling them
On.
in. Yep.
Isn't it
charisma.
wisdom?
On or
Charisma.
charisma?
Not con charisma.
Charisma.
The other C.
Stony's gonna be like pat on the back, like, I'm glad you came.
What
and
order were you
can
doing them in?
Fuck.
That's up to you.
That's
buddy.
fate.
didn't
No, I
even
said I would
think
let you
about it.
choose what order you're doing them in.
Wait, before the Stoney's gonna give him a
Hold on.
D4 that he can roll to his ability check with guidance. Like, thanks for
find a
joining
coin.
us.
Adam's like, I need to get my real dice for this. Fuck this.
Like,
It's
A lot
so
of
fun to
houses
see
getting
it like
broken into.
blurred, and it's like trying to figure out like where is the human.
And I will let you know. Well, no, I'm not going to let you know the DC. Never mind. It is doable. It's very doable.
Yeah, I doubt his
And you get a-
DC is higher than mine.
throw a D4 along there with that guidance.
Oh, Adam's headset died. He has to plug it in.
Oh,
Okay.
I
can
hate
hear
it when
you.
that happens.
also
So-
you can burn inspiration too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And Stony did
Um,
give you guidance apparently, so you can add a D4 to any
Yeah.
roll.
Nice.
Okay. Well, it's not that one.
We give him the lucky
Um,
stone? Okay.
No, that's a meal, I think.
Well, and you have
Okay,
to be
so-
attuned to it.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry.
Even, fate, odd, Gordicar. 5,
Okay.
Gordicar. So I failed the check for Gordicar.
You can
That's-
re-roll.
No, that's okay. Wogat
Mm.
had the conviction to try and resist, but his conviction failed in his torn emotions between his commitment, between his promise to Tashi. And then the one for fate. Wait, I don't know if I'm rolling this one.
Doesn't
not
pass,
particularly.
so I will just know that, and it doesn't affect fate at all.
Okay.
He trusts that Wagat will tell the truth regardless of a zone of truth.
Hey, Chad.
Would you like
Tell
to
him I
start
I
with
just
your
don't trust fucking
I
Gorkov.
appreciate you all having come in here. I know that it is not very friendly circumstances. I will let you ask your questions first.
Does anyone have any cups?
What? Stony,
God damn it.
you're
For the-
killing me, Stony.
I actually I have. He pulls out a flask. I have or a
Okay.
chalice, a small chalice. I have one. Would you like it?
So we decided on wine for the group?
Yes, wine.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Are we
Stoney-
limited
Stoney's-
on number of questions or just time?
Just time.
Just time.
Okay, Stony, could you let me help you pour the wine?
Okay.
I come over and help
Gorkov,
him.
is Jaina dead?
Yes,
How do
Who
we know
has her
that James
bracelet?
did?
because I see in her body. You know I'm not lying.
Who has her bracelet?
What bracelet?
Mm.
She
The
has a
one
lot
that
of
looks like
jewels.
this, and Fate holds up his arm, and he's like, a bracelet that looks exactly like this.
I think it's cute if we all like.
Yeah, and
Even
everyone else
Daisy's
can
and
hold up
Daisy's
their
like,
arms.
That wasn't on
tiny
her
little arm.
body, but it was near her. I have it. If
Okay,
it's
cool.
part of a set that was important to her, would you like it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Fate's
I would like
gonna-
to say over the group like mind chat to inspect that before anybody using it.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
I'm just gonna
Or
put it
just
in my
destroy it.
pocket, and Wagat's gonna hear. We're gonna
If
need
sh-
to figure this out after.
If she shared them with you guys, I'm sure with you all, then I'm sure that was she would have wanted you to have them. She was
They
a
were
sweet
friendship
person.
bracelets.
A friendship
Yes.
bracelet.
Oh, Stoney
Right.
has a
Not
question.
familiar with
Why
the
was I
concept behind
selected?
the beyond the words.
Oh my God, Stony.
Why was I selected for this mission?
You were
I've
you
really
were
been-
recommended by your unit commander.
For what?
He said that you were exceptional at all assigned tasks and that you were
Oh,
willing to
okay.
go above and beyond to help out the unit whenever asked.
Who approved
Important
that?
piece.
Stony,
That
can
is
you be
great
quiet
question.
for a little bit, please?
Yeah, I can.
Oh no.
Everybody-
That's fucked up. All right. Petra is gonna ask
Took a
Gordicar
second.
in the zone of truth, is the Emperor safe? No,
The
not safe, dead.
The Emperor is dead.
Okay. And have you seen his body?
I have seen his body.
And do you know, without beyond a shadow of a doubt, who was responsible for the Emperor and Jaina's deaths?
I do not know beyond a shadow of a doubt exactly who was responsible for the Emperor and Jaina's deaths. We have strong suspicions, and we have caught. Well, we killed him during the escape. One of the potential assassins who had
Who?
a letter from Tasik and
Mhm.
who had their uniform on underneath his regalia that marked him as a palace guard at the time.
And
So- can Faye just ask, have you read any of our debriefs from our missions?
I unfortunately did not get any of your debriefs except for when I spoke to you last time. No one got any of the debriefs except for when I spoke to you this last time.
So we specifically reported to Hathama, because you all told us that we have to report to our unit commander, that there was palace guard robes, regalia at the senator's house, the one that we apprehended, and that there was likely an invasion happening. And then you sent us out on another mission. This is when we directly talked to you.
We reported this to you that we were suspicious of Hathama.
I am aware of that. And we were
So-
sweeping all of the palace staff. Unfortunately, we must have missed something.
Hathama?
Some entrance. Some... After our last conversation, we attempted to find Hathama. He was supposed to have met with Paragon Hathama and never made the meeting. We don't know where he went after that. He was seen providing passage for a small group into the Imperial level. The
So,
Imperial level
no
was
one
guarded
thought-
by a very particular magical enchantment that very few people had access to. The access was granted through rings. Being the daughter of the Paragon, or the son of the Paragon, pardon me, he had access because he was like family to them, supposedly. We have not recovered him or his ring, but we know that his ring was used because of a magical... we can tell whose ring was used. They have just slightly variance of frequencies, and his was used.
So, question. If we told you that, well, let me rephrase that. If our commander of the mission, Petra, told you that we had concerns about Hathama, why was he allowed to still do things if
I
there's
literally
a
just told you we
concern
tried
of
to
the coup?
find him afterward and couldn't. We didn't
So
allow
you
him to
didn't
do
tell
anything.
all of the palace guards, like, hey, by the way, don't let this guy in.
Of course.
Also-
they were all on the lookout. No one saw him until it was too late.
Then why did you outwardly not take our concerns seriously? You completely dismissed them and sent us on another mission. And then you had the audacity when we returned to question our integrity and our involvement. When we were the first people to report to you our suspicions.
I dismissed nothing. I took your concerns under advisement, and I set about trying to find out the veracity and take care of them. We had more pressing matters of trying to find an individual who had already committed hundreds of murders and is potentially going to commit more while trying to bring in an enemy force. You were best suited, based on your history, to tracking him down and eliminating him. So yes,
Right. So
I
we
sent
were
you right
handling
back
that,
out.
which means you weren't busy with that. So what were you busy with? And tell me honestly, you have to. Did you or did you not devote the fullest of your resources, the absolute maximum, to finding Rigger Hathama?
I did not devote everything I had to finding Rigger Hathama. I delegated a portion of that task because I'm also helping to try to run an empire. I am trying to find a Rara Gauss. I am trying to coordinate security on the border where we were having reports of an attack on Fort Knox. I have a lot of things that I do. So no, I did not
really
devote all of
defensive.
my attention to finding one person. I assumed and trusted that other people who were responsible for these matters of security and such would do so. Does that
Why are
answer
you
your
being so
question?
defensive?
But
No,
you don't
not
trust
really.
him very much anymore, huh?
Why are
I
you
You're
don't.
being
just gonna
so
see
defensive?
Fate
Why am I being
pull
defensive?
out
Because
his-
I'm tired of this line of questioning, of you asking me why I personally did not find this person, and my best friend was just murdered. Forgive me if I'm
Okay.
a little defensive trying to find the killer of my best friend and my goddaughter.
I pass him a
Real
glass
quick,
of wine.
real
He
quick.
takes it and takes a sip.
Fate's gonna pull out his parchment that has the list of names, and you're just gonna see him scribble. Is anyone near Fate, like behind him?
I think
Maybe.
Petra
Anybody?
probably would be, yeah.
Petra's just gonna see like chicken scratch does not look nice and elegant like the current names are that Janet wrote, and it's gonna be like Rigger, but like spelt with like an A instead of an O. Hath hyphen Ama with like an asterisk next to it. He's gonna underline it twice, and then he's gonna put it back in his sleeve. And he's gonna be like, okay, well, why don't you just ask some fucking questions then, huh?
Are the rest of you
Jesus.
satisfied yet?
No,
I'm
truthfully.
never satisfied.
Well, I've given you almost 5
Captain
minutes of our
Moat.
10 minutes, so if you
Throw
have any more
shade
questions,
on
please
Captain
ask because I
Moat.
think it's about my turn.
I would like to ask my questions afterwards. Thank you. Continue.
Do you know?
Like after the zone of truth is done. So you can lie to you.
Are you aware of the current whereabouts or planned whereabouts of Ruger Hathama?
No.
No.
Are you aware of his
Wait, wasn't he
connection?
going north?
No, that's a rare
What?
Gauss.
Oh, okay, we're good.
And we haven't had time to debrief, and I guess we're not going to debrief in the zone of truth unless he's got the chops to cast it another time.
Oh, I
I
have
think this
the
is
chops.
the debrief.
Same.
Did you let Aurora Gauss slip through your hands or let him go during this last operation?
No, and
No.
truthfully, this is deeply offensive.
Were you at any time ordered to do anything counter to the goodwill and well-being of the Empire by Ruger Hathama? Not did you
Okay,
do
that's-
something,
No.
were you ordered to that
No,
you were aware of?
right. It's a complicated question.
No, but you let me torture somebody, so
We don't torture. We provide sentient being intelligence
Rigorous.
gathering and
Yes.
intelligent sentient
Intelligence.
being resource gathering technician. I don't even remember.
Yeah. No, I know.
you,
what
you know you can skirt around the truth there all you want, but you let me torture and murder somebody.
Oh boy.
So I'm just saying, I'm not against it,
know.
mind you. He was on my list.
I don't know if let you is the right.
Yeah, I agree. I would say instructed.
No. I specifically asked him if it was okay, and he's like, yeah, sometimes it happens. Either way, no, we did not take any orders that specifically went against the good intent of the Empire.
Did you know?
Petra,
Go ahead.
Petra points out that Ruger Hathama did send us off to like run random errands that seemed not at all to be pertinent to our mission.
Such as
With ostensibly protecting Jaina while she went to go and find Marcus in Shorten. And we collected intelligence about Tassakian operations there, which we reported back to him. And then he acted like he didn't know about it, and we waited too long to report it, blah, 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 when it was it's becoming clear now that he probably already knew about it.
do you or any of you currently have contacts or relations with individuals from the Kingdom of Tripoctor or the Republic of Tassac?
Fate looks up and he's like, does Captain Mo have anything to do with either of those?
No,
Then no.
And no.
she's from Centerland.
Ooh, we get a location.
I've
Is
been
he
in her
medic?
Centerland. So
Oh my god!
Fate mutters that one.
Another
Actually, he
title.
telepathically says that,
Nice.
but
We're all
no.
chuckling, all of us.
Is your lead medic from there by any chance?
What's that?
Is your lead medic from there by any chance?
Your doctor.
The sexy dwarf.
Oh,
You know the one.
Little bird.
She may be. I'm not entirely sure of her roster in detail. I would have to look at
Well,
her
then-
dossier.
We're not
What about your
entirely sure
quartermaster?
either.
Petra is magically compelled to reveal that kid that she accidentally killed when she was like 11 was
right.
from Tripoctor.
That's right.
Oops.
She tries really hard to avoid revealing the entire story. Just that she has a dead childhood friend whose family were
Do
important
you
people in
have any current
Tripoctor.
relations with anybody from Tripoctor?
You're supposed to say no during that part of the interview.
Oh,
I mean, like,
No.
not that I know
No.
of.
by how many degrees of separation?
No,
Sony, do you have
for the
anybody?
TS,
Can
you're
you
supposed to
enlighten
say
us,
no.
please?
Is Stone Rock in Proctor?
No,
No.
Stone.
Oh,
Your
no.
answer is no. Please say no.
No.
Perfect.
Are we
This
compelled
is-
to answer, or just compelled to,
No,
to
you
tell the
just
truth
can't
when we
tell.
answer?
You just can't
Okay.
tell a lie. You aren't compelled to answer.
A question:
this create a
would
paradox?
Stoney's innate nature
Uh-huh.
of being
I think you're
asked
thinking
to
the
do
exact
something,
same thing I am right now.
Yeah, it's a whole
yeah,
paradox.
would that override it technically?
So that is
What's
so
stronger
weird.
magic?
Right.
A curse or
Um,
I feel like a curse is stronger.
I would think that if asked to, you would be able to utter lie in the zone of truth, but the person would know you were
Nice.
lying.
Mm.
Mm.
They'd be very confused by that, though. I think
It would break their brain.
So, yeah, I just want to make sure that everyone is following the text RP that's going on between Hunter or between Stony, Emil, and Rufus right now because it's
not.
out of this world.
I wish I were.
We're just talking about stuff.
I'm just letting
So
the
good.
adults argue, interrogate while we're like sitting on the floor with our wood.
My last
I'd also like to
question.
point out that it's 9 o'clock.
Yes. So I'm gonna burn through my last two questions. Are any of you now, or were, or planning to become agents opposed to the Empire of Saffron, or the people therein? Let me correct. The
Define
citizens therein.
opposed.
Like ever? Because like
Are you
allegiance
currently
is really
intending
only comes
to
down
currently
to
intend
dates.
to, or currently are working in opposition to the well-being
No.
of the people of Saffron?
No.
That's a
I
different.
don't
far
want
as
to
I'm
hurt
aware.
anybody.
but you're making me question that.
And the last question, do any of you know who killed or who contributed to the murder of the Emperor and his daughter, aside from Murder Hathama?
No.
To be honest, I thought it was
So-
you.
At
Yeah.
this
we all
point-
thought it was you.
That's a fair assumption.
So,
I would
Mo?
I would
Did
blame anybody currently.
did Petra tell us everything that she had heard when that ring of or the sending
Yeah.
spell had come through?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fate's just gonna reiterate that then, because he would be like, "This is the only thing we know," and
Yeah.
it's somebody that Jaina knew. So, like, I don't know.
Must have
I
been
feel
Hathama.
like Rhaegar might be getting the short end of the stick here. Might be getting, corralled into something that he hasn't done for ease
Well,
of access.
Jaina was
Some people
close
might
with
call this
Rhaegar Hathama.
escaping. Yeah,
He looks.
And
Gorka
other
looks at you and
people.
says, "Emil, you said you had questions. We have about 45 seconds left." He looks at a sundial on his arm.
Dial in the middle of the room. I'm working. Okay.
What are your
Um,
questions?
Where's my text pad?
I want to defer this question. Sad.
What?
We can start the next session up with them,
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess that's what we'll do. Emil, you'll have time for 2 questions when we start next time, okay? And that's where we're gonna leave it tonight. Right here. Truthfully, believing it. But before we go, we
Uh-huh.
want to say a big thanks to Roll20 and D&D Beyond for the character sheets, the maps, etc., so forth. To Sirenscape, which we got to use a little bit tonight, but I cut it off so it'd be more dramatic. But yeah, we like Sirenscape. It's fun. Thanks for being there. Big thanks to to Twitch and YouTube for hosting our videos. To the VA and UW, because without them we wouldn't be able to be here doing this. To our viewers who aren't here tonight, and I don't blame any of you for that. And of course to my players, because I never know what you guys are going to do, and it makes it so much fun. So you guys are the best. And with that, we'd like to wish you all a wonderful evening and enjoy your long rest.